Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. No periodic table talk, no alien talk. But the creator did wanted to go over some things. This message is actually a part of that cluster of messages that I had told you guys about, and I was really excited about going over them because the creator was just dropping them on me one day. All right, now we've talked about relationships, the significance of having relationships. We talked about the significance of learning how to identify when people are sent to us from the creator or when they are sent to block us and slow us down. Either way, it comes from the creator, right? You have to be willing to put the work in and learn whatever lesson is there, or you'll be stuck, right? This isn't to say that some of the people that are there cannot be transformed. And this is not just like physically intimate relationships, right? These are all relationships. Friends, family members, neighbors, co-workers, it doesn't matter. If the creator wants someone in your life or not in your life, adjustments have to be made, okay? These relationships that we have with people that we're not having sex with may be important, okay? Now, there's a connection between these relationships and our ability to isolate, okay? Sometimes the creator will have you spiritually plugged in with people because there's a bunch of lessons to learn, not just one. However, you have to be willing to make the determination on which is which, who is who, which person is the creator telling you to completely isolate yourself from versus the people that you two need to kind of work, right, towards figuring out the dynamics. And sometimes the creator won't even tell you anything. He'll just let you figure out which is which. I mean, if it's detrimental, if it's something that is connected to your destiny, the creator will alert you. Sometimes these things change, right? The dynamics of the relationships will change when we start to evolve. The people that are supposed to come with us. So let's just say you have people that you currently know and you both were friends on level 0, right? The creator wants this person to come with you to level 20, but they're not ready, right? The creator will have them be removed from your space, right? Whether it's physically or spiritually. And these relationships won't be able to flourish and grow until the both of you are energetically compatible, right? Some of us understand that term to be equally yoked. However you decide to look at that, the overall premise here is to fully focus on how the creator is communicating when he does communicate these relationships. Because what happens is you have to know how to separate yourself. You have to know how to be comfortable with yourself. You have to know how to be so isolated and alone. And this is for the people who are spiritually in tune, who have decided to walk with the creator, who have decided to allow the Most High to orchestrate everything, right? They're taking the back seat and allowing the creators to be the driver. And sometimes this takes a great deal of discipline, okay? Not everyone has the ability to, flip the switch and go off and on with their behaviors, with the things that they engage in, with the things that they believe and understand, right? Some people really need time to figure out what it is that they need to do in order to prevail and move on to the next stage and phase of their lives. Most of the times, people who have decided to, embark on the spiritual journey, they have been gifted with certain communications from the Creator in regards to what they should be doing, right? So not everyone is going to be in agreement. Not everyone is going to be on the same page. A person could not agree, but they could understand and they could respect what it is that needs to be done in order for a new level of life to be unlocked. Now, your ability to isolate and solely tap into the Creator is going to be dependent on your ability to pull away from people, places, and things. And it's all connected to the clock that allows you to upgrade or prevail. A lot of people don't like it, but you have to be willing to conjure up the ability and the energy to connect or disconnect from into things that the Creator wants you to, okay? Now, these relationships that are platonic, they're slightly different because they come with a cord, right? They come with these energetic cords or attachments or attacks, however you want to look at it, depending on the dynamics and the intentions behind the relationship. But all in all, your relationships that are engaging you physically, right? Or if you're sexually connected to a person, they call for a different type of disconnecting and connecting, right? Especially if the Creator wants you to be connected to a person, but right now may not be the time, okay? None of what you know has to be familiar. You just have to be obedient. You don't even have to understand, but you have to be obedient. Your ability to internalize all of this, again, is connected to a clock. Once you get through level 1, there is a clock for that, right? There's like a time frame, like a window, like, okay, you have 12 months or 18 months to, shape up yourself and get these behaviors, the sooner the better. But the cutoff is 18 months. And it's important for you to understand that the longer you take, the more karma you start to rack up for yourself in the spiritual world, because there are marks that we have to make. And these marks need to be made within a certain amount of time. And if you don't do it, you start opening portals that otherwise would not be open if you were exerting your energy on the things the Creator wants you to exert them on. Yes, the Creator is patient. Yes, the Creator is very forgiving. However, we are given rules and instructions for a reason. These instructions are connected to portals, okay? You don't want to be so disobedient that you miss whatever it is that the Creator is telling you to do. Or you don't want to lag or procrastinate. Okay, that was the word. I was trying to get the word. You don't want to procrastinate so much that you start opening portals that aren't supposed to be open or that have been closed. This is how karma invites itself into your spiritual aura, right? Into your energetic field. If you have possessed the ability to unlock things that are connected to your higher self, right? You may be ahead of the curve, right? So maybe the Creator will push you back into certain cycles to not only ensure that you have the lesson, but to remind you so you will never have to go back. And that is what usually happens with a lot of people who have been spiritually aroused as children. They get to have this really extensive understanding of the spiritual concept, but they haven't actually experienced it yet. And the Creator will never put you in a situation that you haven't experienced. If he is guiding you there, if he wants you to teach people, if he wants to use you in any kind of way, the Creator will never put you in any situations that you yourself have not experienced. Okay? So sometimes if you have an understanding of it, that's one thing. But you have to actually have first-hand experience on the things that he is leading you into. And a lot of people may disagree, right? Some people say, that a wise man is going to learn from the mistakes and mishaps or life of others. And I'm not disagreeing. However, when it comes to the Creator using you as a vessel, you absolutely have to have a component in there where you can empathize with people, because it's one thing to just know, again, but if you haven't first had experienced these things, it's going to be a little bit difficult to be a teacher or be a vessel that is willing, right? Because sometimes people are forced by way of karma, by way of genetic, bloodline or inheritance. And inheritance isn't always something that we inherit good. Sometimes people inherit things from their bloodline that need to be broken off of the bloodline in order for the bloodline to go to the next level. And if you have been given the responsibility of that, there's no way you can get around certain things. You absolutely have to go through it. You can't walk around it. And it's important for you to understand that most of the time, when the Creator is leading you to, through, or away from something, you have to break the spiritual tie. There's a tie in the spirit realm that connects you. And sometimes it is your body. We know the things that connects our body to certain things, and then our spirit. Sometimes it's both. So this is where, that karma comes in. You have to be willing to place yourself in the right space, mentally, physically, spiritually, in order to get certain things done. If you have an issue with being alone, you're going to have a really hard time breaking cycles, because the Creator needs to get you alone, because he needs your full attention. He needs your energy, all of the energy that you have, to be geared towards one thing. When you have people in your midst, their energies and their frequencies can throw you off balance. So it's really important for you to be able to understand having relationships that are platonic and maintaining them, when to hold on to them, when to let them go, when to repair them, when the Creator is saying, okay, you two are supposed to be in each other's midst, but right now I need you to separate, because there is something that each of you need to learn individually in order to come back and be of service to not only one another, but to all of the people that are in your environments, or the environments that the Creator is going to take you into. If you lack the ability to understand the importance of being by yourself, you're going to have a hard time opening portals that the Creator wants you to open, because you need to be able to be operating at a certain frequency. And sometimes you need to lose frequencies to gain frequencies. Our vessels can only hold but so much energy. Okay? And you'll be lopsided if you are filled with all this high energy and then all this low energy is coming. It's going to pull you backwards, or vice versa. Right? Sometimes people have really low energy, and in order for the good energy to come, they need to shed off the dead weight of the low frequency. So you know where you fit, you know what makes sense, you know what doesn't. But yeah, you have to learn how to be by yourself. You have to learn how to get rid of situations, or put yourself in situations that the Creator is calling you to do in order to get to the next phase. All right. But I'm going to end it here. I do love y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all weekend. I hope all is well. Hope y'all are drinking y'all water, eating y'all fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea, because it's free. And I hope y'all got some good rest. All right. But I'm out of here. All right. Love y'all. Peace.